How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. This is the place where we curate the scariest clips going around the internet, so hit that subscribe button and get ready for more freaky content. Just like this. Our first clip comes from Reddit user Ouija and shows an encounter that's been making people's skin crawl. Take a look.
Vean esto, qué fregonería. Encontramos lo que pensamos era un animal dormido y es un nido de arañas donde salen y salen y salen.
Pero es un animal muerto, ¿se van a subir?
No, no es un animal muerto, ¿sabes lo que son? Son las patas de ellas, lo que pasa es que están tan amontonadas, mira.
At first, the camera holder mistook the furry-looking bundle for a sleeping animal. However, as we see, when they brush it with a stick, things obviously turn south as hundreds of baby spiders spew out.
¡Qué fregonería! Encontramos lo que pensamos era un animal dormido y es un nido de arañas donde salen y salen y salen.
Pero es un animal muerto, ¿se van a subir?
No, no es un animal muerto, ¿sabes lo que son? Son las patas de ellas, lo que pasa es que están tan amontonadas, mira.
Later in the clip, the camera holder even touches the nest with his bare hands.
Todas estas.
Somehow, he just lets a little giggle out.
Yo le toco aquí. Cayeron todas estas.
So what would you do if you spotted this nest of spiders yourself? Poke it with a stick, run your hands through it, or run for the hills? Let us know in the comment section down below.
¡Qué fregonería! Encontramos lo que pensamos era un animal dormido y es un nido de arañas donde salen y salen y salen.
Pero es un animal muerto.
In January 2022, Reddit user Who Nobody uploaded a mysterious piece of footage that's been puzzling viewers ever since. The OP said that they work at a pet supply store in Santiago, Chile. While closing the store one night, they heard the heavy steel gate at the front of the premises opening in the car park. They popped their head out and sure enough, the gate was open. The gate isn't motorized and they had no idea how it could have opened. Confused, they told their manager, who at first didn't believe them. That's when they reviewed the security footage to see what was going on.
No te lo puedo creer, Chama. No te lo puedo creer.
As you can see, the heavy gate opens seemingly all on its own.
No te lo puedo creer, Chama.
Again, it's not automatic and takes quite a bit of force to shift it open.
Creer, Chama. No te lo puedo.
The OP noted that you can see there isn't any wind either, as the trees in the footage aren't moving at all.
Creer, Chama. No te lo puedo creer.
One commenter suggested that perhaps there's an underground subway and that the vibrations of a passing train may have shifted the gate open. Another person said that they should review the security footage earlier in the day. Maybe someone tampered with the gate and attached some wire just to mess with the employees of the store. Or perhaps even a thief rigged the gate for an easy burglary later in the night. Either way, it's a curious piece of footage. I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. What do you make of the gate opening all by itself? Let your theories rip in the comment section down below.
No te lo puedo creer, Chama. No te lo puedo creer.
Ali Lion is a Turkish YouTuber who runs a paranormal exploration channel called Paranormal Me. He travels around Eastern Europe looking for the unexplained, often in abandoned and dilapidated properties. In this video, which was uploaded to the platform in January of 2021, Ali investigates an abandoned house that was recommended by one of his followers. It's rumoured to be heavily haunted by more than one entity. As soon as Ali walks inside, it's immediately clear that the place has seen better days, as the house has been left in shambles. Aside from the eerie state of the building, the YouTuber seems safe enough, at least for a while. At around the 17-minute mark, the OP steps outside. A heavy wind is blowing just as a storm rolls in.
Dışarı çıktığımı.
As lightning lights up the sky, the camera picks up something rather chilling. Watch.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
As you can see, there's a clear figure standing just meters from the YouTuber. However, just seconds later, the figure is gone.
La ilahe illallah. Nasıl bir şimşek çaktı arkadaşlar? Dışarı çıktığımı.
Because this happened so quickly, the investigator doesn't even realize that someone or something was just meters away. Without knowing this, he proceeds to continue with his investigation indoors. Just a few minutes later, more strange things are caught on camera.
Nereye gideceğimi şaşırdım arkadaşlar. Allah. La ilahe illallah.
The door slams shut despite there being no one else around.
La ilahe illallah. Rüzgar mı yaptı?
It happens again, this time in a different room.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Towards the end of the investigation, the YouTuber thinks he sees something out a window. The doors slamming, the eerie noises, and the raging storm eventually become too much for Ali as he decides to call the whole investigation off. This video definitely raises the question of who or what that strange figure was out in the storm. Was it a homeless person living in the building? If so, you'd think Ali would have stumbled upon someone at some point during the night. This then leaves a lingering question of whether the dark, shadowy figure was something more mysterious, perhaps something within the realms of the paranormal.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilahe illallah. Nasıl bir şimşek çaktı arkadaşlar?
This clip was uploaded to TikTok by user f.paranormally. It's some home security footage that was activated when movement was detected inside the house. Take a look at what was caught. A strange, transparent shape drifts through the air. There even appears to be a second shape floating through the room. It looks far too large to be a speck of dust and too thick to be a spider's web drifting past the lens of the camera. The uploader believes this could be a ghost caught on camera. Unfortunately, they don't give any info on where and when this footage was taken, so it's impossible to research the history of the house. One viewer asked the question, why does it seem that cameras can detect spirits but the human eye can't? This is why a lot of people suspect these sort of sightings to be nothing more than dust, cobwebs, or a malfunctioning camera. So where do you sit on these types of sightings? Drop your thoughts down below. People go missing across the United States every day. While authorities usually solve missing person cases pretty quickly, some people disappear without a trace. Investigators rarely solve these kinds of cases, and according to Redditor 8791781927, many of these cases have one thing in common. In this Redditor's post, they uploaded a map of missing person cases juxtaposed with a map of the largest cave networks across the United States. When comparing the two maps, the unsolved missing persons line up almost exactly with the country's largest cave systems. This has led many to believe that people are disappearing in these very large, mostly unexplored cave networks. However, this theory raises some questions. Are people getting lost after intentionally exploring these massive caves, or could something else be going on? Criminals may intentionally kill people in these areas and dispose of their bodies within these cave networks. Some people even theorize that supernatural entities, cultists, or something else might be actively luring people into these complex cave networks for nefarious purposes. In any case, unless you're spelunking with an experienced guide whom you can vet and trust, you probably should stay out of these caves altogether. Many cave networks are riddled with sudden drops that can make a person plummet to their death. Moreover, caves may have sporadic pockets of carbon monoxide, a deadly gas that you can't detect without special equipment. On top of that, even extremely experienced spelunkers have gotten stuck in narrow passageways and died of dehydration, starvation, or oxygen deprivation. So even in the absence of criminals or supernatural entities, you should always think twice about exploring a nearby cave. Uploaded to YouTube by Kinjo, this next piece of home security footage shows yet another mysterious sighting. For the first several seconds of the clip, all seems perfectly normal. But soon, something strange can be seen. Take a look. A strange shadowy shape seems to move purposefully along the path before disappearing from view to the left of screen. Viewers seem unsure what to make of the footage. Some believe the shape is probably just a cat that appears blurry due to the compression rate of the camera. However, it's also been suggested that this could be a shadow figure or even a ghost caught on camera. While this is certainly some strange footage, it seems the true identity of the bizarre shape will have to remain a mystery, at least for the time being. The following is a compilation of 3 terrifying videos that were published by a TikTok user named Joshua Luck. He's been experiencing some truly horrifying things recently, each more frightening than the last. In the first clip, uploaded on October 10, 2020 at around 3 in the morning, the uploader says he's been seeing a strange person or figure across the street. Watch.
Porque están ladri y ladri. Como no hay velador, dejan a los perros ahí sueltos. Entonces a ver qué pasa. Se ve todo muy tranquilo, la verdad. No se ve nada anormal. Ah, mija, se asomó alguien. Se está asomando alguien en la escuela. Se asomó alguien en la escuela, mija. Mira, otra vez se asomó alguien. Párate para que veas que no estoy payaseando, no es mentira. Es en serio. Mira, levántate.
Here it is slowed down. You can see someone lurking in the yard. A couple of days later, on October 18th, 2020, some more strange things happened, this time inside of Joshua's house. After hearing some strange noises, he took out his phone to try and capture the bizarre event on camera. But as you'll see, something eerier than just noises were captured on camera. Take a look.
Esa tira de febrero. Se ve una sombra. Mira, se está moviendo esto. Pero no hay nada aquí. No hay nada aquí. De este lado se ve una sombra, No sé.
Watching that again, you can see the exercise machine moving by itself.
Mira. Esa tira de febrero. Se ve una sombra. Mira, se está moviendo esto.
Then, seconds later, the camera captures this.
De este lado se ve una sombra. No sé qué hacer, amigos. Estoy un poco nervioso. Se vio algo en la tienda. Venga, vamos a ver. Vamos a la tienda.
It's subtle, but if you keep your eye on the couch, there's a dark figure just sitting there. Seconds earlier, there was no one on the couch.
Pero no hay nada aquí. De este lado se ve una sombra, se ve una sombra. No sé qué hacer, amigos. Estoy un poco nervioso, estoy un poco nervioso. Se vio algo en la tienda. Venga, vamos a ver. Vamos a la tienda. Vamos a la tienda.
Many people have discussed what exactly that strange dark figure on the couch could be. Some viewers have linked the figure with the person lurking across the street in the first clip. They believe it could be some kind of spirit. The third and final video was published a couple of months later on February 2nd, 2021. It would appear the eerie activity has gotten worse. Watch.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? No inventes, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué es? Se abrió, se abrió, se abrió, se abrió, se abrió, se abrió. Espérate, cálmate, cálmate, cálmate. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Te podemos ayudar? ¿Necesitas algo? Dinos, dinos.
Watching that again, there appears to be someone in the closet.
Dios mío, ¿qué es eso? ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Quieres algo? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? No inventes, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué es? Se abrió, se abrió, se abrió, se abrió, se abrió, se abrió. Espérate, cálmate, cálmate, cálmate. ¿Hay alguien ahí? ¿Te podemos ayudar? ¿Necesitas algo? Dinos, dinos.
But when he searches it, there's nothing there.
Espera. Espérate, alúzame. No hay nada, mira, no hay nada, no hay nada. No sé, no sé. ¿Sabes qué?
Here's a slow-mo of the face that pops out of the cupboard. Something that all of these videos have in common is that each one seemingly shows the same dark figure. So is this a genuine shadow figure haunting this home? This is an ongoing saga, and there are dozens of other clips that show shadowy figures and things moving on their own over on his TikTok channel. If you want a good scare, then head over to his channel. As always, links are down below.
Se abrió la puerta. Se abrió la puerta como la última vez. Déjenme calma, déjenme calma, déjenme calma. Déjenme calma. No hay nada, no hay nada, no hay nada, no hay nada. Se abrió la de abajo, se abrió la de abajo. Vamos a ver, vamos a ver.
Several months ago, we featured a story about a Reddit user who claims their house is haunted. The user, blonde with scary house, says that all sorts of strange things have been happening in their home. Here's a couple of the eerie events we showed last time. First, take a look at this strange shadow captured in the user's garage. Then here we can see the uploader getting ready to leave the house. Take a look at what happens. Well, now more strange things have been caught in this user's home. The alleged haunting has gotten so bad that the homeowners, who are self-professed skeptics, got in touch with a psychic. The medium said that there are a number of energies or spirits residing within the home, one of which seems to be a young boy. Shortly after the meeting, this eerie home security footage was captured. First, you can hear what sounds like a young child whispering. It sounds like someone saying, "Hey." Then something was spotted in the camera overlooking the kitchen area. For a split second, a transparent shape appears. Then, several nights later, yet more footage was captured, this time in one of the bedrooms of the house. Watch. The teddy bear appears to move all on its own. To make matters worse, the OP says that her fiance's been experiencing terrible night terrors and frequent sleep paralysis. He explains that he feels as though a shadowy entity sits on his chest while he sleeps. He can't move or call out for help. Sleep paralysis is a common affliction and affects people all around the world. What's creepy about the condition is that a lot of sufferers report seeing shadowy people or entities while they're paralyzed. Time and time again, people from all parts of the globe report the exact same experience. Creepier still, the OP later discovered that a Native American medicine woman was allegedly murdered on the property where their house now sits. Two separate mediums confirmed this information independent of each other. They both said the woman's name is either Lily or Lilac. So what do you make of this story? Could this house really be haunted by numerous spirits? And are they trying to make contact? Again, this is an evolving story, so we'll keep you in the loop as more developments come to hand. Cryptids are animals that are claimed to exist but have never been scientifically classified. The footage you're about to see, which was submitted to the Facebook group Alter Extranitza by Alberto Rodriguez, shows a creature so strange it not only falls outside the realms of scientific classification, it almost defies explanation. It's not known exactly where the clip was filmed, but some think it's somewhere in South America. It starts off showing two farmers that seem a little on edge.
Andan por el agua, pero no es así. Tiene esa cabra de ahí agarrado en el cuello. Pongan atención a eso.
They seem to be particularly cautious of one of the goats.
Véanlo.
It's brief, but we can see something has attached itself to one of the goats.
Mírenlo. ¿Qué es eso que tiene guindado aquí?
Here it is slowed down. It almost looks like an enormous bat. Seconds later, things turn from strange to outright creepy. Take a look.
Ahí, mírenlo. Mírenlo ahí.
Watching that again, the creature detaches itself from the goat and tries to escape across the yard, but as it does, it seems to resemble a thin shadow slithering along the ground.
Mírenlo ahí.
Here it is, slowed down. The farmers chase the creature to a nearby river where they try to drive it off the property.
Miren al detalle, porque miren lo que va a pasar ahí. Miren eso. Vean, ahí lo persiguen hacia el agua.
Later, we see a brief shot from a stationary camera showing the creature crawl across a rock.
Veanlo. Ellos dejan la cámara ahí quietecita y mírenlo donde lo encuentran.
The clip ends and we're left wondering what the heck it is we just saw. Most viewers have been at a loss to explain what type of creature this is. Some have suggested the chupacabra, a famous cryptid rooted in South American folklore. They're notorious for their alleged vampirism, as many farmers have reported that they drink the blood of livestock, particularly goats. While the initial shot of the creature in this clip does match some descriptions of the chupacabra, a large head with fangs and bat-like ears, it's when it escapes across the yard that things get even more difficult to explain. How does the creature go from looking like a large bat to a thin, slithering shadow?
Mírenlo ahí.
This is a question that no one's been able to answer. Short of this footage being a very well executed hoax, this strange encounter will have to remain a complete mystery.
Mírenlo. Mírenlo ahí. Veanlo. Ellos dejan la cámara ahí quietecita y mírenlo donde lo encuentran.
Because hospitals see more than their fair share of death, they're often thought to be rife with paranormal activity. Sometimes when they're closed down, they're converted, in this case, into office space. And if this clip from Redditor Passan DNF is to be believed, some of the ghostly residents might have stayed behind. Take a look. The footage was captured on a security camera just after midnight. At such a late hour, one would think all of the employees have long since gone home. However, the building isn't as quiet or still as you might expect. If you look closely at the door closest to the camera, something odd happens. You'll notice the blinds on the window begin to move, almost as if a hand on the other side of the door has begun slowly running its fingers down them. A moment later, the door slowly creaks open until it's left ajar in the empty hallway, yet no one ever exits. So what do you think? Could it be possible that some sort of paranormal entity has remained on the premises even after the hospital closed down? Perhaps the spirit of a former patient never left after losing their life in this very room. This unsettling footage was uploaded to YouTube by Connor Leschinski in May 2019. It shows someone exploring an old apartment complex. Eventually, they stumble upon a room full of old animatronics. Watch what happens.
Okay, open the curtains. Okay, this is Rolf the Wolf saying thanks for using the show selector, and we'll be happy to do the selection that you...
As you can see, out of nowhere, the worn, disfigured machines fire up.
Earl, I'm sure they'd be happy to tip us. Rolf, come on, can it, bruh?
Sadly, the clip ends and we're left wondering what it is we just saw. While it's not paranormal in any sense, it's freaky to see these machines come alive in the dark room. Did the explorer somehow accidentally set them off, or is it all just a setup?
Okay, open the curtains. Okay, this is Rolf the Wolf saying thanks for using the show selector, and we'll be happy to do the selection that you've chosen today.
Let me know what you would do in this situation. Would you run or stay and watch the show? Let me know down below. We recently received an email from a demonologist based in the UK who operates under the pseudonym V. They're a private paranormal investigator that creates, sells and buys Dybbuk jars as part of their research. A Dybbuk is a type of malicious spirit rooted in Jewish mythology. They're believed to be evil spirits that cling to or possess their victims. The term first appears in 16th century literature, referring specifically to demons rather than spirits or ghosts. V wrote to us saying that a demonic energy had slipped into their house. Their K2 meter was running hot after a series of strange events that happened in their home. V claims that they managed to lock the demon in a Dybbuk jar. They took a photo to try and prove what had happened. Here you can see the Dybbuk jar, and on closer inspection there appears to be a skeletal face screaming out of it. V insists the photo is genuine and that the eerie face didn't show up in other images. The jar has allegedly since been sold, its whereabouts unknown. So this is all the information we have. The details certainly add up to a fun story, but whether it's true or not remains to be seen. I guess next time you see a Dybbuk box for sale on eBay, pause for a second and remember our viewer V, and that there's a sliver of a chance that they genuinely did sell a demon to some unsuspecting soul. The following video, posted to TikTok by username voided.1, is without a question one of the strangest and most unsettling videos you'll see in quite some time. The short clip comes from an unknown source, but some viewers think it originated in Peru. It shows a woman looking at something in the corner of a room. Watch what unfolds. As you can see, a mysterious shadow begins to grow out of the corner of the room. It pulsates in and out of view. The woman then proceeds to tell whatever this strange thing is that she's not afraid of it and orders it to leave the building immediately. She even tries to kick the shadow. The video ends soon after and everybody involved was unharmed, but even still, it definitely makes you wonder what exactly this woman was dealing with. What is this strange shadow? If it's a spirit, is it friendly or evil? These are questions that we'll most likely never get answers to. Our last clip is quite a haunting one. It was uploaded to the YouTube channel Paranormal Vision and shows some unnerving dashcam footage captured by a motorist. Watch what happens. The footage clearly shows a person appear out of nowhere and pass straight through the vehicle. The driver said after they slammed their brakes, they got out to see what had happened, but there was no one to be found anywhere. They searched everywhere but couldn't find a single sign of anyone. Even the front of their car had no signs of hitting anything. It was as though the person had passed through the car and vanished. It's these details that have left many to believe that this is a genuine ghost sighting. Some have speculated that we're seeing the spirit of someone that might have died in an accident along this very stretch of road years prior. Following the incident, several locals said that they've seen a person walking around on the road, often late at night, but whenever they slow down to take a look, the person is nowhere to be seen. So could this stretch of road really be haunted? Is this footage evidence that someone's spirit is lingering in the area where they may have taken their last breath? Watch the clip again and judge for yourself. This next eerie photo was uploaded to Reddit by user Jen is for you and me. She says that her son took the pic while driving past a strange house on Giles Street in Ithaca, New York. In the photo, you can see a series of bizarre objects on the side of the road. However, it wasn't until a few days later when they reviewed the photo that they noticed something even stranger than the giant lion head, the old man noggin, and the oversized bowling pins. If you take a look in the rearview mirror of the car, there's an eerie face in it. It looks pale and disfigured. It could even be someone wearing a mask. The creepy thing is, there was no one in the back seat of the car when this photo was taken. So who then does this face belong to? The OP has no idea and is looking to Reddit for answers. Amusingly, a lot of commenters thought the disembodied face looked like Thomas the Tank Engine. To most drivers, road rage isn't a new concept. You've likely had someone tail you, flip you the bird, or act aggressively in some way after some minor incident. While road rage incidents usually fizzle out, angry drivers occasionally take it a step further. Such was the case with Mark Holzman. On the morning after going to an NBA game back in October 2018, Mark went out to start his day when he noticed that someone had slashed his tyres. Upon closer inspection of the vehicle, Mark noticed a little note which read, "You were so easy to find, Mark, you should drive more carefully." Confused, Mark reflected for a moment, remembering how he potentially cut someone off on a bike the night before. According to Mark, the bicyclist had been riding very quickly and wouldn't have been cut off if he was observing the proper road rules. Although there was no conclusive evidence with which the police could find the suspect, Mark felt the bicyclist had written down or memorised his number plate, found his home, slashed his tyres, and left the menacing note. Given that the person found where Mark lives is scary enough, let's hope this unsettling incident doesn't escalate any further. The found footage subreddit is without a doubt one of the creepiest subreddits the platform has to offer. While many videos that are posted there are likely to be staged, there's always a chance that some aren't. The thought of a lost device that's discovered to contain footage that possibly shows the last moments of a mysterious event or perhaps even someone's inexplicable disappearance is something that can send chills down the spine of even the most hardened of internet sleuths. This particular piece of mysterious footage was uploaded to the subreddit by a user named .footagefinder57. They claim that the video was filmed on somebody's iPhone while exploring a cave. They also note that, despite how terrifying the video is, for whatever reason, it never received any media coverage. In it, we see several friends as they explore a dark and narrow cave system as part of a tour.
For you guys. You guys will to the cave of the winds. So the next reminder, there are no cell phones allowed on this.
However, they soon become separated from the rest of the group.
A million years ago, Colorado was covered by the ocean. Now, as the creatures in the ocean died, their bones were sunk to the bottom of the ocean floor. Over time, this was compressed into something that we know as limestone. This is a limestone.
As they attempt to find an exit, the camera holder accidentally captures a creepy figure standing in the darkness of one of the passageways. Take a look. At first, it's hard to notice, but if you brighten the footage, you can see the figure appears to be dressed in a white gown or possibly a cloak. As the friends continue their search for a way out, one of them discovers some strange writing on the wall.
Okay, let's keep moving forward. What's this? Mass re me the Oh.
Seconds later, a loud scream can be heard and the explorers run off into the darkness. The footage continues for several more seconds until the camera holder drops the device. The clip then ends shortly thereafter. As is the nature of many found footage videos, a large portion of commenters on this one are divided about its authenticity. Some believe it could be a prank or scripted video. However, others seem convinced that the footage is the real deal. At this stage, it's unknown if the people seen in the clip were ever reported as missing. So, for now at least, it seems that the authenticity of this video will have to remain a mystery. The Ouija board, a harmless toy or a portal to the spirit world? You may want to watch this series of TikToks from Chronicus Duan Peba 7 before you decide to have an innocent bit of fun with a Ouija board at your next sleepover. According to the TikToker, strange things began to happen in his apartment when he decided to use a Ouija board. He claims he got in contact with the spirit of a girl named Lucia, who allegedly died in this very apartment years prior. After the event, things got so strange that the OP started documenting the events with his camera. Here we can see some things moving inside the apartment.
Filmando. Yo no sé qué ¿entendés? ¿En qué pasa con... Mirá, 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 ¿ves? 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 ¿Ven lo que digo? ¿Ven lo que digo?
And again in this clip as well.
Amigo, amigo.
The haunting is clearly taking its toll as the OP frantically searches the house, when suddenly this happens.
Recién íbamos acá en el baño. Se empezó a mover. Mira, 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 mira.
In this next clip, the TikToker is pushed to tears.
Tener que subir estas cosas, pero es el único momento. Concha de tu madre, ¿ves? Es el... Yo me trato. Ve, boludo, el agua en el coso, chabón.
And suddenly, we get a glimpse of the Ouija board that allegedly started it all.
La voy a agarrar, no sé, amigo, no sé qué mierda sea. La puta madre, che!
Watching that again, we can see the Ouija board slide across the desk.
La voy a agarrar, no sé, amigo, no sé qué mierda sea. La puta madre, che!
In another clip, yet more activity is captured. Watch.
No hay nadie. Mira, ¿ves eso? Mira, se está moviendo, amigo, se está moviendo solo, guacho. Estoy solo, boludo, la puta madre, no sé qué mierda. What the f***, no! ¡Ay!
In this final video, we can see the TikToker chatting to his friends on Discord, when suddenly something chilling happens in the background. Take a look.
Ya, boludo, se me fue la guacha. Amigo, mirá lo que haces. Boludo. Sí, mucho.
En un momento.
Slowing that down, as the lights flicker, we can see a dark shadow appear just behind the OP's left shoulder. Could this be a glimpse at the spirit of the girl who allegedly died in the apartment?
Se me fue la guacha. Amigo, mirá lo que haces. Boludo. Sí, mucho.
En un momento.
This is an ongoing saga, as there are dozens of other clips showing more eerie activity over on their TikTok. They post regularly with updates, so it's well worth a look. As always, there's links in the description box down below.
Mira. No, amigo, no.
It's not known exactly where this next clip was filmed, but a lot of viewers believe it was captured somewhere in South America. It was uploaded to Reddit by Wheatthans1 for all to see. As you can see, a fisherman has grabbed an anaconda by the tail. The enormous snake writhes through the water before the clip eventually ends. Unfortunately, the clip just starts mid-encounter, so it's not known why the fisherman has the snake by the tail in the first place. Whatever the reason, it's not a good idea. Some viewers have pointed out that you can actually see an enormous bulge in the snake's belly, probably evidence of the last animal that tried to mess with this gigantic beast. A TikTok user named Dustin, who goes by the username Woodmancy115, posted a video to his account in September of 2021, where he explains that recently he's been experiencing some weird stuff while at work. Just so he can prove this to the world and to his followers, he decides to pull out his camera to see if he can document what's happening in real time. And sure enough, that's exactly what ends up happening. Take a look.
Some crazy paranormal going on.
Watching that again, we can see Dustin's computer turning on all by itself. And at the exact same time, the cupboard door just above it seems to move on its own. Dustin even gets close up to the cupboard door just a few seconds later to prove there isn't any string attached.
There's no freaking strings.
So is this TikToker really working in a haunted office, or is there something suspicious afoot here? Drop your opinions in the comment section down below.
It's just me. There's no one else around. There's no freaking strings.
This bizarre piece of dashcam footage was shared to the Facebook group Hombres de Negro by Eric Estrada. It shows a driver slowing down for a deer that's jumped onto the road when suddenly things turn a little strange. Watch. Watching that again, slowed down, you can see that the deer jumps right into the barrier, then disappears. If you follow the deer's trajectory, there's a slight shadow above the barrier. Some think this is a sign that the compression rate of the dashcam is the reason for the strange disappearance. However, others argue that the dashcam wouldn't malfunction that badly. Plus, prior to the disappearance, it seems to be working just fine. All kinds of wild theories have been thrown around. Some say it's a ghost deer, a hologram, or even proof that we're living in a simulation. So what do you make of this strange sighting? Love to hear your theories in the comment section down below. In this clip, an investigator from the YouTube channel Paranormal Me heads to an Eerie cemetery located somewhere in Turkey in the hopes of capturing evidence of the paranormal on camera. He begins to suspect that something strange might be happening on the property when he discovers what appears to be a lock of blonde hair at the bottom of a drinking fountain. As hair is often used in several strange rituals, this could be a sign that something sinister is afoot. The investigator soon decides to try to communicate with any present spirits by using an EVP device. Chillingly, the device records several eerie voices. Listen. Later in the video, he receives confirmation that he isn't the only one in the cemetery when he inadvertently films what appears to be a pale face watching him from over a wall. However, the face is too far away to make out any great detail, and the investigator doesn't seem to even notice it.
Arkadaşlar, bu hani pek taraftar olmadım bir hareket mezarlıklarda çünkü nereden Ne çıkacağı belli olmuyor.
He continues his exploration of the creepy cemetery, cautiously approaching a small building. That's when the frightening figure makes a second appearance.
Özü kelimeti la ittamatim işeri mahalak. La ilahe illallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hareket ediyor. Allahu Ekber.
It watches him from the rooftop with its dark eyes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yani kameradan ne kadar belli oluyor bilmiyorum ama yaklaştırıyorum. Arkadaşlar bu burada.
He calls out to it, but gets no response.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Özü kelimet la ittamatim işeri mahala. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin errahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin errahmanirrahim.
Bravely, the man tries to flank the figure, but by the time he gets around the corner, it seems to have vanished.
Arkadaşlar yaklaşamadım. Emin olun yaklaşamadım. Çünkü burada eğer düşüp bayılırsam, tabii Allah hep bizimle ama artık riske atmayacağım kendimi.
The investigator then becomes distracted by a strange noise. He follows the sound and soon discovers a running faucet. As he turns, his flashlight illuminates the nearby bushes, and once again he's confronted by the same creepy face staring at him through the darkness. Wisely, the man decides to leave the area, and we're left to wonder just who or what that strange figure really was. Could the EVP he received earlier in the night have been some sort of entity attempting to warn him that he was being watched? Let me know your take on this in the comment section down below.
Arkadaşlar bu pek taraftar olmadım.
This next set of clips comes from Ethereal Sisters Paranormal, a YouTube channel we've featured before based in Western Australia. In May 2021, the team conducted a paranormal investigation of the notorious Green Hills Inn in York, Western Australia. The pub, which dates back to 1906, is considered by many locals to be haunted. In this first clip, while the team investigates the old dining room, something's caught on camera. It's subtle, but watching that again, a shadow darts in and out of frame on the right-hand side. Then later in the night, a static camera that was set up in the upstairs hallway also spots a mysterious shadow. There was no one upstairs when this was filmed, yet you can see a shadow quickly pass from right to left. Directly after this sighting, the camera mysteriously shut itself off. So could the local rumours be true? Is this old pub really haunted? Take another look at the footage and decide for yourself. In May 2018, 39-year-old Laura Watson was spending the day outside in the sun with her family at Plessy Woods Country Park in Northumberland, UK. She took a series of photos of her family in the park, but one in particular stood out as unusual. Upon first glance, the image looks completely normal. However, if you look more closely, there's something not quite right about it. At the centre of the photograph is Watson's young boy who's posing holding a ball. Just behind his left shoulder is the face of another young boy. His head is tilted and his skin appears grey. Watson insists that there was no one else around when the photo was taken, and certainly would have noticed a strange boy behind the tree. The picture scared the family so much that their young daughter had trouble sleeping for several nights after the incident. Watson says that she never used to believe in the paranormal in any way, but after this incident she's no longer sure what to believe. If that's not a young boy that was with them, then who could this actually be? Some locals said that years prior, a young boy actually drowned in the nearby Blythe River, leaving many to speculate that the mysterious boy in this photograph is actually deceased.
That wasn't me either.
Ethereal Sisters Paranormal is a paranormal research team based in Western Australia. Lead investigators Peter and Jen travel to notoriously haunted areas of Australia in search of evidence that may prove there's more to this world than what we can see.
Can you show us around?
In this episode, the team heads to the old Serpentine Cemetery in Western Australia. This property dates back to 1907 and is the final resting place of some of the pioneering families that first settled in the area. While the team were investigating some old gravestones, their necrophonic app, a program designed to communicate with spirits, started giving directions.
We're heading that way?
Turn. Just a turn. Turn.
Then, as they move into another section of the cemetery, the camera picks up something rather strange. Watch.
Oh my gosh, it's really coming through. Okay. Let me just pause. Alright, so then.
Watching that again, a strange blue mist moves past the camera.
Alright, so then.
Here it is, slowed down. It's a clear night and there doesn't appear to be any fog or mist in the area. Further still, their torchlight is a completely different shade, yet whatever passes by is a strange blue colour.
Alright, so then.
Has that got some significance or? So don't use the section down.
Later in the video, Peter and Jen try a series of tests to try and reproduce the strange lighting effect.
Like, between these poles. Oh. Well, I'm not getting any kind of blue tinge from that. Okay, so you can see there's like that, the ring on the outside along this path.
No matter what they try, nothing creates the same blue mist-like effect.
Maybe. Oh, it just went hella blurry then. Oh, whoa. Let me go back.
Shortly after the encounter, the Ethereal Sisters Paranormal team sent the footage to renowned paranormal investigator Greg Ludwig, whose work has been featured on the TV show Ghost Adventures. He said that while pockets of mist can spontaneously form on cold nights, he doesn't believe it's mist at all, nor does he think it's pareidolia. He believes the area has a male energy about it. So what do you make of it? Is it just pareidolia, or is there something more to this mysterious blue mist? Love to hear your take on this in the comment section down below.
Alright, so then.
Mario Lara is a Mexican YouTuber who owns a notorious piñata store in Guadalajara in the western state of Jalisco. His store is reportedly so haunted that it's become somewhat of an attraction in the local area, All kinds of alleged paranormal events have taken place, like objects moving on their own, eerie figures have been caught on camera, and staff members have even been aggressively attacked by unseen forces. We covered Lara's story a few months ago when he captured an unknown childlike figure inside his store after hours. Take a look. Now, more ghostly activity is being captured inside the store. In December 2021, Lara decided to conduct an experiment to see if he could capture definitive proof that the premises is haunted by a spirit. In the video, Lara says he's going to spread flour on the floor to see if he can catch any movement. He also sets up a stationary camera to monitor the area around the clock. At first, all is quiet. But after a while, something does end up happening. Watch. Watching that again, out of nowhere, footprints appear in the flour on the ground. Some strange clicking noises can be also heard in the background. Most viewers in the comments section were worried for Lara's safety. A lot of people recommended he get the space blessed by a priest. So is Mario Lara's store really haunted? Judging by the footage, it would certainly appear so. There are a lot of freaky videos on Lara's YouTube channel. As always, links are in the description box below. I highly recommend you check it out. The Shanley Hotel is an infamous establishment that dates back to 1845. The once thriving bordello sits among the quiet streets of Napanoch, New York. It's now a tourist attraction and a major drawcard for paranormal investigators. Over the decades, tragedy has struck the infamous hotel, so much so that many people believe the premises is deeply haunted by several spirits. Guests staying in the bed and breakfast claim they've seen a woman in period clothing walking upstairs, but when they go to look for her, there's no one around. A heavy scented perfume has also filled the rooms without reason. Many believe the sweet-smelling lady in period attire is Mrs. Shanley herself, the wife of one of the former owners of the property. Many other visitors claim they've seen children hiding in shadowy corners of the hotel. They've heard whispering and giggling, but time and time again, after a thorough search, no one is ever there. Some of the strongest evidence that the Shanley Hotel is haunted comes from an old documentary made by Stephen Barcelo, the proprietor of the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum in Littleton, North Carolina. In the film, the current owner of the hotel, Sal Anaconda, is interviewed. He tells a story about first moving into the allegedly haunted property.
I had a cat for close to 13, 14 years, and when I had lived in the other house, I used to let the cat out at night, and the cat would come back during the day. But when I moved into the hotel, the cat refused to go out, and I couldn't get the cat to come into my apartment. For some reason, the cat wouldn't come into that room. And the minute I bring it into the room, she'd take right out the door. So I started feeding her outside in the hallway. And she would roam the building. Then after a while, she started going up to the 3rd floor. And she would come down to the 2nd floor, she would eat, and she'd go back up to the 3rd floor. Then after a couple of months, she refused to come down off the 3rd floor. And she would stay in Claire's room. And we picked up an EVP one night of Claire saying that it was her cat.
Sadly, over time, the cat passed away. Sal grieved for his feline friend but continued running the hotel as normal. Then, in January 2013, some eerie CCTV footage captured on the 3rd floor of the hotel showed something rather unsettling. Take a look. Watching that again, you can make out what looks to be a cat's tail moving from right to left. So could this really be the spirit of Sal's deceased cat? Many viewers certainly seem to think it's true. Given the long, tragic history of the property, along with the countless reports of sighted spirits and other paranormal happenings, one has to wonder whether the Shanley Hotel is some kind of beacon for the spiritual world. Perhaps the old hallways are permanently etched with the echoes and energies of its former residents. Doorbell cameras are a blessing and a curse. While they may allow you to feel safer about your home and any packages on your doorstep while you're away, they also capture a ton of creepy and disturbing incidents. In the case of this footage, posted by Redditor Syntax Error 0, doorbell cam videos aren't only disturbing, but they can also be incredibly heartbreaking. Take a look. The video shows an older woman approaching the door and shuffling in place on the stoop. She appears distressed and is holding a knife in her hand. However, she barely has a grip on the knife. Moreover, her fidgety demeanour, odd expression, and general level of confusion indicates that she may not be in a lucid mental state. Thus, despite the sinister nature of a stranger with a knife at someone's front door, this footage is more sad than scary. Many commenters have noted that the woman may have been suffering from dementia or some kind of psychotic episode. In the video, she doesn't look like she has any intent to harm anyone. Instead, she appears as though she barely knows where she is. It probably wouldn't have been a good idea to open the door in this situation, but you can't help but feel sorry for this poor old woman. When YouTuber CZU Uncan't posted this video to their channel in May of 2021, it set the internet abuzz. It was captured while they were riding a quad bike with a friend somewhere in Lake Silodobsis in Maine. However, it wasn't until they got home and watched the footage that they noticed something rather strange. For the majority of the video, the uploader and his friend can be heard laughing and telling stories as they drive through the wilderness.
I think you got the best one. Says it's the only disease where you get to drink all the time. He says,
At one point in the video, the cameraman pans his device to the left, inadvertently capturing something super strange. Watch. According to the uploader, there could be two possible explanations for the figure. The first one is that it's actually a bear. However, several viewers believe that's unlikely, as the figure seen in the video is walking quite quickly on its hind legs through the forest. The second explanation is that it's actually Bigfoot, and judging by its appearance, it certainly seems possible. Whichever way you look at it, there was definitely something running through the forest that day. Whether it was a Sasquatch or something else is yet to be proven. One thing's for sure, however, if this video really does show Bigfoot, then it has to be some of the clearest footage ever captured of this elusive creature. According to some scientists, only around 5% of the world's oceans have been explored. Videos such as this one from Duban Garcia, shared on El Dia Noticias Putumayo, makes us wonder what could be hiding in the world's waters. The footage was apparently recorded from a boat on a river in Putumayo, Colombia. As the boat glides through the water, we can see that there's something very large moving through the water beside the boat.
This is one large fish.
From far away, it's clear that whatever's in the water is massive.
We don't know what this is, but it is very, very large. He's cutting a wake.
The cameraman attempts to get closer, but the water's too cloudy to see much other than a large, dark shape moving swiftly through the water.
This is huge.
You getting it on the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
Follow.
Some viewers have brushed the video off, believing that the strange shape is merely a log moving along the river's currents. But that doesn't explain its movements. Whatever's down there clearly accelerates through the water a number of times. Some viewers suggested it might be a large alligator or even an anaconda swimming through the water. Others said it reminds them of the Loch Ness Monster. So what do you think's been caught on camera here? Share your thoughts and opinions with the community in the comment section down below.
This is huge.
You getting it on the? Yeah. Wow, dude.
Follow.
Now, to lighten the mood a little, here's a madman with a bag of snakes. As if releasing a bag of snakes at your feet wasn't bad enough, the man in the clip decides to pat the slithering mound. It was later reported that the man in the footage is Salim Khan, a snake wrangler in India. The release occurred in the Pachmarhi forest near Bhopal in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. A total of 345 snakes were released at once. Bizarrely, Khan told local news outlet Newsline Media that he used to be a tailor and that he has no prior knowledge about the breeds of snakes he catches, stating that it's a dangerous profession and that's why he'll never get married. His lack of prior training is apparent given that he drops the writhing sack of snakes on his own feet. Renowned paranormal investigator Greg Ludwig, whose work's been featured on the TV show Ghost Adventures, uploaded this strange piece of footage to his Instagram account, Ghost Inspector Greg. In the video, we can see a couple of vehicles parked in the driveway of someone's home. All looks fairly normal, but watch what happens. If you look at the left side of the screen, you can see a vapor-like substance. It almost takes on a human form before dissipating into nothing. Whatever it is, it activates the motion-sensitive security lights at the front of the house. Many people in the comments section are divided as to what this figure could possibly be. Some suggested some kind of spontaneous mist forming on a cold night, but others aren't so sure, given that the mist forms an eerie human shape. Whichever way you look at the video, it's definitely a curious one. I'd love to get your take on this in the comments section down below. Our last clip, which was uploaded to TikTok by I Love Ghosties, has been leaving viewers a little freaked out. Watch what happens.
Be home with you too. I know we.
Watching that again, a man on a video call is a little confused when something on his bed begins to move.
I know we.
Seconds later, the cupboard in the corner violently swings open. Then at the end, as the man investigates what happened, something seems to scare him even more. He looks back at the camera, then quickly runs off. This clip seems to raise more questions than it answers. What did the man see that made him even more frightened? And how did the cupboard door open so violently? As this clip was filmed back in 2010, it seems unlikely we'll get answers to any of these questions. So more than likely this strange encounter will continue to remain a complete mystery. It seems that not all spirits might look like the stereotypical images you see in the movies. This photo, shared to Reddit by user Semexi, could prove that they still look very much like they did when they were alive. The poster claims that they were making a photo album of their dogs for Christmas when they noticed a strange man behind a tree in this particular image. The photo was supposedly captured on a small island owned by the family in Finland. It was taken at around 10:40 PM a few weeks after the summer solstice, which explains the presence of the light well into the evening. At first glance, the man may not look that strange. However, the poster noted that the island is very small, only about 50 meters squared. It seems that it would be almost impossible for someone else to wander around the island without the photographer noticing. So who could this strange man be? The poster's family theorizes that it might be the spirit of the island's former owner, a man who passed away about 6 years prior to this photo being taken. So what do you think? Could it really be his spirit returning to his former home? Or is this some kind of strange trespasser that they didn't even notice? Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I just want to do a quick update on a story we covered a short while ago. Recently, we reported on a Reddit user named C. Miller 2006. In December 2021, the user posted that her son had died in a car accident in August of that year. She posted a series of photos showing mysterious messages from her deceased son, Michael's phone number. The number's disconnected and shouldn't be able to send messages anymore. The mother said that she mentioned to one of Michael's friends that she wanted a good copy of Michael's signature to get as a tattoo to memorialize him. Eerily, she later received a text from her son's phone saying, "Signed." Then, just a few days later, when the mum was painting Michael's room, she received yet another text. This time it read, "My room." Now there's been an update and yet another text from her son's phone number. In this text, which was received on the 6th of January 2022, it reads, "Almost home." Stranger still, the song that was playing at the time was "I'll Be Missing You" by Puff Daddy and Faith Evans, a song about death and reuniting with loved ones. To clarify, Michael's phone is disconnected, and the mother even rang the number to make sure it hasn't been reassigned to someone else. They confirmed that it has not. So could this really be an interaction from beyond the grave, or is it all just a series of coincidences? If it brings the mum some comfort, then that's all that really matters in what must be a very difficult time. The following video, uploaded to TikTok by elkukui.tv, shows somebody walking down a narrow alleyway. At first, you may not notice anything unusual, as your focus is probably drawn towards the figure at the very end of the alley. However, if you take another look, you can see that there's a strange face poking its head out of one of the side windows. The face appears to be a creepy, dull brown colour, its eyes look dark and sunken, and it appears to have black, stringy hair. Unfortunately, we're left wondering whether or not the cameraman was able to get out of the alley safely before they came face to face with whatever that thing was. "49-year-old Carolyn Walker from Bradford, West Yorkshire, was playing a game of peekaboo with her grandson when she decided to pull out her camera and take a photo of the young boy having fun and smiling. She didn't expect the photo would catch anything strange, but that's exactly what happened. In the photo, you can make out a transparent figure just to the right of the boy's head. Speaking about the photo, Walker said that she thinks the image is genuinely terrifying. She suspects that it's the ghost of her mother-in-law who died from a tragic accident 8 years prior. The room where this photo was taken is filled with the mother-in-law's furniture, so Walker believes it has to be her. She notes that the figure looks to be wearing a white nightgown, as you can clearly see what looks to be an arm and a partial torso. To this day, Walker has no concrete answer for this photograph, and it looks like it's going to remain that way for the foreseeable future. So what do you think's been caught in this photograph? Is it really a spirit or something else entirely? Drop your theories in the comment section down below. This next strange sighting was uploaded to Facebook by George Campos. Take a look and see if you can explain what it is. As you can see, there's a bizarre moving formation in the sky. It almost looks like a reflection or a shadow of several objects moving through the clouds. Stranger still, just below, you see several disc-shaped objects falling downwards. Several commenters suggested it was an example of Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory first proposed by journalist Sergei Monast in 1994. According to Monast, NASA, with the help of the United Nations, is implementing a New Age religion with the Antichrist as its head figure. Monast believes NASA will project images of the second coming of Christ in the clouds using advanced holographic technology. While the theory is interesting, this footage doesn't exactly show a floating Jesus head high up in the sky. Some viewers thought it might be a trick of the light or some kind of mirage. So what do you make of this bizarre sighting? Share your theories with the community down below. Recently, one of our viewers, who goes by the username Slim Monster the Witch, emailed us describing a haunting that they're currently experiencing. They work at a store called the Smoky Monkey in Fort Collins, Colorado, and they believe some kind of entity is haunting the shop. At first, it was just little things like noticing objects not in their usual spot, but eventually it got worse. Our viewer claims that one day they saw a strange bald man browsing the store. At first, they thought nothing of it, but when they took a second glance, the man had completely disappeared. Shortly after, both our viewer and the store owner say they saw a shadowy figure that almost looked like a black cat roaming the premises. They believe this energy is responsible for objects in the store moving about. Luckily, the property has security cameras running around the clock, some of which have managed to pick up some of the strange events that take place in and around this shop front. In this first clip, we can see a clerk helping a customer. Take a look at what happens. A bag of tobacco mysteriously falls off the top shelf. While it's possible gravity played a part in the bag falling, this next piece of footage is a little harder to explain. Watch. As you can see, a packet gets pushed off one of the shelves. There's a clear force behind its movement. In this third clip, yet more movement is captured. Watching that again, it's subtle, but you can see a pipe gets ejected from the glass display cabinet. So is this Colorado store really haunted? It's hard to say definitively either way, but given the first-hand accounts from our viewer and the store owner himself, plus the footage and the eerie shadow figure sightings, it all amounts to a compelling case of the supernatural. It's fascinating just how many terrifying things security cameras can capture in the most unexpected of moments. These cameras are almost always installed to prevent burglary or uninvited visitors, but in some instances, such as the following video posted to TikTok by a user named Paranormal, they're useful for recording possible paranormal events. The video in question shows a couple of people sitting around in an office. Things appear to be relatively normal, but while they're sitting there, something strange happens in the background. Have a look.
En medio de una reunión, un objeto.
Watching that again, a glass on the table in the far corner of the room seems to move all by itself.
Puede lograr que este objeto sea empujado 2 veces. ¿Acaso estamos en medio de una actividad paranormal o sencillamente de algo lógico?
The movement catches the attention of one of the women in the room, who walks over to take a look.
En medio de una reunión, un objeto.
Some viewers thought perhaps the glass moved due to condensation on the table. However, others are not so sure, believing this to be the work of a mischievous poltergeist, a type of spirit that's said to be able to manipulate objects in the physical world.
¿Acaso estamos en medio de una actividad paranormal o sencillamente de algo lógico?
So is this just a case of simple condensation or something more mysterious? Take a look at the footage again and decide for yourself.
Una reunión, un objeto.
In December 2021, Jocelyn Calvillo, who goes by the TikTok username KylieXO, was taking a walk at night when she spotted something unnerving at the local park. Take a look.
What the f***?
It's weird.
The elliptical machine is moving all on its own.
It's weird.
The fact that it's moving at a pace that's far beyond anything a passing breeze might do has led many viewers to believe that we're witnessing some ghostly activity. However, some TikTok users were skeptical of the length of the clip. If the machine really was moving on its own, then why would you only film for 7 seconds? Despite this, a lot of commenters were bummed that it appears you have to exercise even in the afterlife, with one viewer saying it's just Casper working on his summer bod. Because the clip is suspicious and so short, we'll throw this one out to you, the viewers, to decide. Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Several years ago, Redditor E. William posted a very unsettling photo to the forum, along with a strange little story. E. William's friend was walking through his neighbourhood when he spotted a woman standing eerily on a roof. He took a snap so he could explain what he had seen to his friends. Take a look at the photo here. After the initial shock of seeing someone standing on a roof in the middle of the night, the friend realised they actually knew the woman. They pressed the woman and asked what was going on. Staring blankly ahead, the woman announced that she wanted to set an example for the young kids on their block, teaching risk-taking, resiliency, and community. Realising that drugs and alcohol were most likely the reason for the bizarre outburst, E. William's friend quickly walked away. When this photo was posted to Reddit just over 4 years ago, it went viral, getting thousands of upvotes and eventually hitting the homepage of Reddit. Most viewers felt the ominous sighting was like something out of a horror movie and told the friend to be careful while out walking at nighttime. So what would you do if you spotted something similar in your neighbourhood? Would you ask the woman what's happening or just hightail it out of there? Let us know down below. Paranormal Me is a popular YouTuber who documents his explorations of different abandoned buildings in the hopes of capturing some truly creepy things for his subscribers to see. In this video, the paranormal investigator decides to explore what appears to be an old abandoned hospital. As soon as he walks inside the dreary and unsettling building, it's clear that the place has certainly seen better days. Shortly into the video, he uses an EVP device to attempt to communicate with any resident spirits. He's shocked when he actually hears something. Take a listen.
Sesler normal değil. Değil. Evet, ilk cevap kurban diye geldi.
It sounds like the word kurban, which is Turkish for victim.
Değil. Evet, ilk cevap kurban diye geldi.
But perhaps even more unnerving, it's also an Islamic term for animal sacrifice.
Evet, ilk cevap kurban diye geldi.
Sometime later, he manages to inadvertently film something strange in a nearby window. Take a look.
Yukarıdan bir yerden bir şey fırlatıldı. Tam şuradan bir yerden. Şuradan.
At the time, he doesn't seem to notice the face and continues his investigation.
Beni mi uyarıyorsun? Bana iyilik mi yapıyorsunuz yoksa kötülük mü? Niyetindesiniz.
However, it seems as though the strange figure might actually be following the YouTuber, as later in the video he notices some curtains begin to shake in one of the rooms.
Kendini göster. Bismillah. Teşekkürler. Teşekkürler. Niyetim dediğim gibi size zarar vermek değil.
Wisely, the investigator decides to leave the building shortly thereafter, and we're left to wonder just who, or what, that mysterious figure actually was. Could it have been a homeless person who's taken up residence in the old building, or was it something a little stranger? As hospitals see their fair share of deaths, some believe that the spirits of the deceased may linger in the premises even after everyone else has left.
Teşekkürler. Teşekkürler. Niyetim dediğim gibi size zarar vermek değil.
So I couldn't sleep.
In October 2021, TikToker Robert Mayfield 60 said he was struggling to sleep one night. He felt like someone was watching him, so he took out his phone to document what was happening.
You ever felt like that? I'm all alone. I come out here to play my guitar because I can't sleep.
It seems his suspicions were right, as suddenly this happens.
It's this thing. Because I feel like it's frickin' watching me. And I could have swore I seen it move. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking. That's that right there.
Watching that again, the stuffed toy's head tilts to the side.
And I could have swore I seen it move. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking. That's that right there.
There appears to be nothing else around that could have moved it.
And I could have swore I seen it move. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking.
The TikToker jumps from his seat and hurries away. He tells his followers that he's going to dump the toy in the trash.
Oh, hell no. I'm done with it. That thing's going in the dump right now. No, I got something for that. Yeah, I got something for that right now. Hell.
So what do you think about this strange situation? What made the toy move? Could this man's house really be haunted? Drop your opinions in the comment section down below.
And I could have swore I seen it move. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking. That's that right there.
The origins of this next clip are unknown, as the OP's account is now deleted, but it shows an encounter with an enormous snake. Take a look. I'm not sure why anyone would ever do this, and I have to advise everyone watching, it's not a good idea to try and pat a coiled up snake that's in a defensive position. But nevertheless, this person does. One of the commenters on this clip said that they're from Brazil and warned everyone not to mess with anacondas. He claims that reports of missing children often occur around his local area, and then, more often than not, an anaconda will soon be spotted nearby. A few years ago, an anonymous dock worker going by the username Stev Goldhound posted a very eerie story along with a photo to Imager. In 2014, an old Navy frigate was brought in to be decommissioned at the dock. Strict procedure sees the boat stripped of sensitive materials and thoroughly documented. The dock's foreman, known only as John, entered the boat and took photos of every room. The vessel had no power, so John walked into every room lit only by his torch. He'd turn his torch off, snap the pic with a flash, and move on. Hundreds of photos were taken, documenting every square inch of the boat. He emailed the photos to his superior, who immediately rang him and asked him, who's the guy with the axe? Confused, John didn't know what he was talking about. The boss forwarded back the photo. Here you can see what looks to be a man holding an axe at the rear of the Crossway Alley. John was shocked as there was no other personnel on board the ship. Here's the photo brightened and zoomed in. As it was a military ship, the police were immediately called, but after a thorough search, no one was found on board. There was no other way onto the ship, and the gangway leading to the entrance of the boat was monitored by CCTV 24/7. There was no evidence of anyone entering or leaving the ship. So how is it possible that someone brandishing what looks to be an axe was hiding on board this old military vessel? Given that there was only one heavily monitored entrance onto the boat and that the police didn't find anyone on board, many viewers believe that this is a ghost, perhaps someone that lost their life on board the old military vessel. The dock worker who originally posted the photo claims to be a skeptic and doesn't know what to think. He's hoping it's pareidolia and not the spirit of some maniac holding an axe. Donnie Drunkard is a fascinating YouTube channel we've covered a few times in the past. He's based in Canada and lives in a house that, for several years now, has repeatedly shown to be haunted by some kind of shadowy spirit. Over the years, Donnie has recorded strange noises, objects moving, and on more than one occasion has caught a black mass moving about in his basement. Here's a few clips we've shown before. Here you can see a shadow move past Donnie's stairwell. And here, something black flies along the roof in his basement. Now, more strange activity's been caught on camera, and this time it was while live streaming to his audience. Again, the activity seems to be centered around the stairs in his home. Watch.
Was that something up there? Did anybody see anything right there?
It's subtle, but watching that again, you can see a shadow move from left to right.
Was that something up there?
Near the end of the live stream, yet more activity was captured.
Hello? Hello?
The fact that these sightings happened while chatting live to his audience certainly does add a level of credibility, as it would be very hard to stage these events while people are watching in real time. The fact too that these encounters have been happening for years now does make you wonder what's going on in this house. Could it really be haunted? In this video, shared to YouTube by Haunted Forest Monsters, it appears as though something strange has been caught on an outdoor security camera. Take a look.
Yo, what the f, dude?
According to the YouTuber, this footage was captured on a camera placed outside of their mother's workplace. If you watch closely, there appears to be something moving across the parking lot.
Yo, what the f, dude?
The figure is white and semi-transparent, but clearly has a human form. As it moves, you can clearly see legs moving back and forth. Often issues with camera compression rates are thought to be responsible for semi-transparent anomalies that show up on film. However, many still seem certain that footage like this really does show a paranormal entity. While it's hard to deny that this figure certainly does look otherworldly, more evidence is still needed before we can definitively say that a ghost really has been caught on camera in this parking lot. In April 2021, a clothes manufacturer in Japan reported that their factory was haunted by the spirit of an ex-employee. In an interview, the CEO of the company said that strange things were happening around the workplace. When objects began moving, seemingly all on their own, employees suspected that the premises was haunted. Eerie after-hours CCTV footage of the factory was uploaded to the YouTube channel Fourth Wall for all to see. In this first clip, we can see the sewing room at the factory. Watch what happens. Watching that again, you can see one of the sewing machines operating all on its own. The CEO said that one of their part-time employees, Miss Tanaka, had passed away a year prior. The sewing machine you're seeing move was the one she used to work at. In this second piece of footage, more eerie movement can be seen. In yet another room, more objects move. Watching this one again, several things move throughout the room. First, several items fall off the shelves at the rear of the room. Then a box on wheels slowly moves across the floor. The manager said he has no idea what's causing the phenomena, but can't help but link the death of Miss Tanaka with the eerie goings-on inside the factory. This next clip was posted to TikTok by a user named Spirit Chasing, and it seems to show some eerie footage captured on a Ring doorbell home security system. Take a look. Watching that again, it's subtle, but there appears to be a transparent figure of a person walking on the right side of the screen. It seems to appear out of nowhere and drifts slowly across the yard. The OP believes it to be a female presence, dubbing the figure a ghost. While it certainly is strange that it appears out of nowhere and looks to be transparent, it's too difficult to say 100% either way what this actually is. So I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. What's your take on this sighting? Let me know what you think down below. In June 2018, a man in Japan experienced something truly eerie in a playground in his local neighborhood. He noticed that a swing was moving all by itself inside the playground. He couldn't quite explain it, so he set up a camera to document the strange occurrence. He also used his phone to capture a different angle to prove what was happening to family and friends. The footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Fourth Wall for all to see. First, take a look at the high camera shot that he took. You can clearly see the swing moving. There also appears to be someone else in the playground watching the swing move. Now watch the angle filmed on his phone. Here you can see the swing moving on its own more clearly. There is, however, a small detail that makes this footage even more chilling. The person that was also watching the swing in the first angle can't be seen in the phone footage. There's just no one there. The man later stated that he didn't see the other person at all. It was only when he compared the two pieces of footage that he realized what was going on. So what do you make of this chilling footage? Is there some way to explain the other man not appearing in the video captured by the phone? The OP said he posted the two pieces of footage to Twitter, but when it only got a few views and no comments, he decided to delete the tweet. So, until further info comes to hand, this unsettling piece of footage will have to remain a mystery. TikTok user The Weird Shelf has uploaded some footage that's leaving a lot of viewers confused. On August 18, 2021, witnesses in an unknown location spotted something strange flying through the sky. One onlooker took out their phone to capture the event. Take a look at what happened. The caption overlay on the video reads, "Can a meteorite do a U-turn?" which seems to sum up the sighting perfectly. The strange movement of the object has led many viewers to speculate that this is an alien craft of some kind. Although coming to any sort of concrete explanation can be tricky based on just one piece of footage, it definitely seems like something highly unusual has been captured here. So what do you think's going on? Did this eyewitness manage to capture footage of an actual alien craft in broad daylight? Or is it something else entirely? Love to hear your theories on this sighting in the comment section down below. Do the souls of the deceased ever come back to check on their loved ones? If you believe this photo from Redditor Ring Pop Shorty, then maybe they do. According to the poster, this picture was captured on an in-home camera set up by a woman who was caring for her sick father. The camera allowed the woman to keep an eye on her father even when she wasn't in the room. On one occasion, while in the kitchen with her daughter, she received a notification that there was motion detected in the room where he lay sleeping. When she took a look at the screen, this is what she saw. The semi-transparent form of a woman seems to be leaning over her father's bed. Even more shocking is that, according to the poster, the figure looks like the woman's deceased mother. Rather than being alarmed by the presence of a potential ghostly entity in her home, the young woman noted that she felt glad that her mother might have come to comfort her father in his final days. Not long after the photo was captured, the woman's father passed away peacefully. Did his wife come back from the afterlife to escort him along? Take a look at the screen capture one more time and let me know what you think. TikTok user the Rachel Lindsay was making her way through West Hollywood in November of 2021 when she spotted something truly bizarre floating through the sky. It looks like a bizarre mass of limbs all knotted together. Confused by the sighting, the OP suggested it was aliens. She posted the clip to TikTok asking for people's best guesses on what it could be. Naturally, an eclectic range of theories poured in, everything from giant floating spiders to drones, aliens, demons, or even a wayward art display was suggested. A common suggestion was that it's actually an angel, but not the cute cheruby sort we often picture. A type of angelic being known as the seraphim are described in various religious texts throughout history. They're far from the bright, inviting angelic figures we so often see in modern depictions. These heavenly beings are described as having 6 wings, being on fire or burning brightly, and have venomous connotations in ancient Hebrew dialect. Here's a depiction of a seraphim in the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, Turkey. Many readers of the Bible have interpreted this intense vision of an angel as to why Gabriel said to Mary, "Do not be afraid." And so, while it's highly unlikely this floating art attack seen flying through West Hollywood is an angel, it's interesting how similar they look. Perhaps an artist deliberately created this piece to resemble the seraphim as described in ancient texts. In this video uploaded to TikTok by Renanas007, we see footage supposedly captured by 2 security guards working on an 8 PM to 8 AM shift. Around midnight, the co-workers notice something just off in the distance, so one of them grabbed their phone and hit record. Take a look at what they captured.
Raylan!
Off in the grass, you can make out some sort of mysterious figure slowly making its way towards the guards.
How is it? Raylan!
Unfortunately, it doesn't get close enough for us to get a good look before the footage cuts out. However, there certainly seems to be something strange about this mysterious figure. If you zoom in, you can see that it almost looks like it's made out of plant material similar to the nearby grass.
Raylan!
Either that, or it has a semi-transparent quality that's allowing it to blend in with its surroundings.
Raylan!
Best case scenario is that it's simply a regular person, one that the camera's unable to focus on properly. But even so, we have to wonder about the motives of someone lurking alone in the darkness after midnight. Worst case scenario is that this could be some sort of strange cryptid, a shadow person, or even a ghost. Take another look at the footage and let me know what you think it is in the comments section down below. This next short clip has unknown origins, but was uploaded to the YouTube channel Paseo Infinito. It shows a group investigating an old abandoned house. As they look around upstairs, they spot something super unsettling. As you can see, there's a strange face in the mirror just above the staircase. After spotting it, the camera holder runs off screaming. Unfortunately, we don't know the original source of this clip, so it's hard to delve deeper into what's happening. It would be good to know the location and who was actually filming. If you know where this clip is from, let us know down below. The following video has unknown origins. The only thing that is known is that it was filmed at a wedding somewhere in South America. The old handycam footage shows seated guests at the wedding. All seems perfectly fine until you notice someone unusual in the background. Watch. A strange figure appearing in a white veil can be seen sitting down amongst the other people in the crowd. The rumour that's often paired with this mysterious piece of footage is that it's the spirit of a bride who tragically passed away in a car accident just after getting married in this very church. Some viewers don't quite buy the story and think it's simply another guest that looks a bit transparent on the old grainy footage. However, it is strange that they clearly seem to be wearing a veil, which would be in poor taste at someone else's wedding. So what do you think's going on here? Do you believe this is authentic footage of a ghostly bride captured on camera, or is it all just a spooky internet legend? In December 2020, Carly Everidge, who goes by the TikTok username Everidge7, experienced something that she can't quite explain. For months, she had been experiencing eerie things around the house but couldn't quite put her finger on what was going on. That is until her home security system captured something on film that seems to justify why she felt so off inside the house. Take a look at what was captured. As you can see, the door seems to move all on its own. It then moves again after Carly notices it, causing her to run from the room. This clip went viral on TikTok, ticking up over 9 million views. Almost instantly, Carly had an audience of followers that were demanding answers to the strange event. To help clarify the situation and answer some questions, Carly did a live stream to chat to everyone in real time. While the live stream isn't available on her page anymore, there is some home security footage of her while she was doing the live stream. Here you can see Carly chatting to her followers, showing the room where the initial incident took place. Everything seems fairly normal, but watch what happens. Watching that again as Carly walks off chatting to her audience on the live stream, the door once again opens all by itself. Viewers said that Carly should look into the history of the home to see if anyone's died in the house. It's hard to say definitively what's going on here. Some viewers thought perhaps it was pressure inside the house or a strong draft that pried the door open. However, others think because it happened twice on 2 separate occasions, the timing is far too strange just to be pressure or simply wind. So is this something paranormal? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Baby monitors often seem to be a source of strange and unusual footage, and here is yet another example, this time shared to TikTok by DJ Terry Turbo. According to the poster, when they checked in on their little bundle of joy sleeping peacefully in their crib, they saw this startling image. If you look closely at the sleeping child's head, you can see that there appears to be the face of a second child. While this image is likely little more than an eerie example of pareidolia, the human tendency to see patterns often resembling faces in random everyday objects, it's hard to deny that this image is a spooky one. Regardless of the reason, the mysterious face in this child's newly grown locks is certainly unnerving. A TikTok account named I Love Ghosties has uploaded some CCTV footage that seems to show something rather unsettling. In the video, we see some security footage taken from an office complex in June of 2021. All that's visible is a long, dark hallway with seemingly nobody in sight. However, that notion changes in the blink of an eye. Watch. As you can see, a shadowy figure can be seen at the end of the hallway. It then passes through a doorway on the right, before eventually returning back into the hall. Whatever it is, it has a distinctly human form. You can make out legs and an arm. However, it appears to be transparent, almost vapor-like. Naturally, many people believe that the figure in the video is none other than a shadow figure, and judging by the entity's featureless appearance, it certainly makes a lot of sense. That and the way it moves around is definitely quite unsettling. Although obviously nothing is 100%, it's pretty hard to rationally explain this strange sighting. There's very little known about the origins of this last video on our list. It was uploaded to TikTok by alkakui.tv and shows something terrifying happening at a sewer grate. Out of nowhere, strange hands appear to be grabbing at the sewer bars as if making a desperate attempt to escape. In many ways, the fact that there's little information available about the clip makes it even creepier. Several commenters actually suggested that it might actually be a family of raccoons. However, others think it's something a little more sinister. While sewers have always been dark and scary places, it seems that since Pennywise the Clown graced our screens, we've all had an extra reason to steer clear of these dangerous sewers. So then, what could possibly be happening in this video? Love to get your take on this in the comment section down below. Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Now remember to subscribe to our other YouTube channels. We've got Slapped Ham Mysteries, that's more in-depth true crime style stuff. We've also got Slapped Ham Shorts, that's quick fire, short form content in your inbox every single day of the week. There's links to those channels in the description box down below there. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.